How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. So we're on Failure Friday again, but this time we're in a GA aircraft, and we have got Jerry on board. Say hello, Jerry.
Good evening, all. How are you doing? I hope you haven't been missing me too much.
I'm sure they have. You know, there's 43 people watching over on TikTok, and you know, if you are watching on TikTok, then don't forget to tap that screen, share it, push it out. So we're going to do a GA general aviation flight from Leicester Aerodrome. So you'll see sort of heli centres. It's really good scenery, actually. Heli centres sort of hang over there, and right in front of us. We've got sort of a pushback truck here. We don't need him really, but I don't know why he's around. I think I'm not too familiar with Garmin, but the idea is that we're going to fly Cessna 172 all the way to Duxford Aerodrome. So it should be around a 45-minute flight. But you know, as tradition happens, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to go wrong, you know. So, but how's your day been, Jerry?
It's been very good. I had to travel this morning, as you guessed from the stream last night, but I'm all ready now to actually take the controls tomorrow and go across the pond.
Fantastic. So you're actually flying for real, aren't you? And you fly for an airline, don't you, Jerry? For those that are not sort of familiar with the stream.
Yeah, fly for an airline, and we'll be departing Manchester to New York tomorrow.
Fantastic. I mean, how cool is that? So welcome on board anyway. And I'm just wondering what this. I'm pretty sure this should be on. I don't know why that's not on. Press enter to continue.
I know exactly. No, I know this since I'm nearly sure I know this from.
Okay, got it.
I was messing around. Yeah.
I got it. So we've actually got our routes, and let's have a look and pan out a little bit there. Oh no, that's closer. We don't want that. We've got runway 28 that we're flying out of today. So we going direct to Duxford. So yeah, that's taken us right the way there, which is great.
Yeah, the eyeball it on the map.
Echo
there.
Golf Sierra uniform. So
Exactly.
it's a little bit sort of weird, because we're obviously looking. You know, usually you'd view maps north. You know, on a north sort of, but it seems to sort of be working on the fact that. You know, pointing towards your destination. So rather than the map showing north, it's actually the north is pointing to the south, and you'll see that from the 120-degree angle there.
There are options within the map system that you can actually orientate it north should you wish, but
okay.
I can't remember offhand now. It'd need to be in front of the system, you know.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's. So the engine's already running. Just do some checks here. We usually would have a checklist, of course, for Cessna 172. I haven't got it at hand, so I'll get rid of this yoke. Actually, I can look around it. So,
you tap it in the middle and it goes.
Yeah. The main thing is that we'll be checking to make sure that all the instruments are free, full of movement, before we get off. We've obviously got our mag checks to do, so we can change this magnetos to left and look at the RPM drop. Where of the RPM drop? I mean, I'm used to steam gauges. Okay,
so the RPM, if you actually look at the RPM on the right screen, it's on the left.
Perfect. Thank you, Jerry. So 610, and let's flick that back to both.
I don't even fly these things down.
Well, I'm not. You know, this is definitely all new to me in terms of.
It is very fancy, isn't it, compared to the old steam gauges?
It's very fancy. Yeah, it's very fancy. Connor, thank you for sharing the live, by the way. And I'm not too sure. There's supposed to be some sort of Easter egg, Easter sort of campaign going on here. I just don't know whether. I don't know how to actually. I don't know how we sort of go about with this. Yeah, I think you can sort of gift an egg or sort of or whatever. Hey Elizabeth, how you doing? Hey Jenna.
Oh, Jenna's in. How you doing, Jenna? Did you not fly them before you play a big boys? Jenna, we Dan will me and myself and Dan will show you some stage the exact type of stuff that we've been looking at. If you actually go through that Fly UK's page, you'll see some of the real aircraft that he's been flying, and they're the kind of steam old day gauges. In Microsoft here, it's all digital.
Okay, so yeah, that's where the confusion is. So there would be a certain max mag drop. Now, if I was to switch over the magnetos to the left or the right magneto on its own, if it's a bad mag, I've had it happen actually in the PA28 before, so I know exactly what tends to happen. It starts, spluttering, popping, and all the rest of it. That didn't happen when we checked those mags, so we're all right. I'm sorry to hear that your grandparents have been diagnosed. Grandma has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. No, it's not a very nice disease.
Oh dear.
Digger boy, how you doing? Hello from Belfast. Oh wow, happy as Concorde came out on Xbox. Oh really? Okay, so it's gone to the Xbox platform as well, which is really nice.
That's really cool.
Okay, so fly to Fair Oaks. So I'm actually, the plan today is to fly, or tonight, or I mean it's daytime here, but obviously in the simulator. So this is Leicester. We're planning on flying all the way to Duxford, which is a classic airfield.
Yes, it certainly is.
So we can go start to navigate to runway 28. And again, we've checked our controls, and we'll be checking our rudder controls. We'll be doing sort of some run-up checks before we take off, of course. But we'll get going, and we'll see how we get going. See how things fare first. So I think we've got that. We've got the. How strange. Where's the parking brake?
Is straight underneath your control column. Look underneath your control column. Your control column.
Control column. Ah,
look
that.
Right
okay.
under it. Yeah, and that thing. It's hiding under there.
It's hiding there. The throttle quadrant doesn't actually doesn't control that for some reason. Yeah, which is weird.
Oh, okay. I think you set the brake there when you pull it out and you push it in to release it. I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, it's going. There we go. All right, so it's finally got there. It's finally got there. Okay.
Is Dan the failure tonight? Is he?
I mean, before we've even got off from Leicester, we've actually we couldn't even. Do not touch the screens. That says as well. I mean,
I saw that.
That's a bit odd, isn't it?
That was interesting. Yeah.
Obviously, some OCD. Flying club maybe doesn't want fingerprints over the screens. I don't know.
Yeah, they're actually. I actually looked at it. It's the same system that's in the what you call it, the King Air.
Oh, is it?
And yeah, it's the same system. So I actually spent some time going through it and learning about it and reading up about it. And I have to say, it's bloody good what they've got put into the simulator. It's really good.
I mean, this scenery, this looks so close to the real thing. I mean, I was only at Leicester last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago, and it looks exactly like this. It's crazy. Yeah. So you got the windsock there as well. So we're going to be taking off a runway 28, which we've got a taxi to the right, and it takes us right the way down to the other end.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Oh, good evening, Kim. Kim's in the building this evening.
Is Kim in the room?
Hi,
how you doing, Kim?
In the room. She is.
Elizabeth said, "Will you be doing some music live soon?" I will try. I've just been so busy recently, even just trying to get these live streams in for the aviation side, which I've promised I would do better for the Patreon members.
We were actually contemplating the idea of doing another way you have the carpool karaoke. Is there a way we could do airplane karaoke and get everybody involved? So, we're tossing the idea around, and let's see what comes out.
Definitely. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think everyone's just desperate to hear you sing, Jerry.
Not at all. Mr. Mikey's in the house as well.
How you doing, Mikey? Thanks for the follows, by the way. Thanks for sharing the live. Thanks for tapping that screen. The more we tap that screen on TikTok, the higher it will go up and rank accordingly. So yeah, which is great.
Kim wants to know, did she miss Failure Friday? Well, if you want to consider Dan as just being a failure at the moment and not being able to take the parking brake off, that's about the size of it. But other than that, Kim, no, we're motoring away here.
No, it's a late start, Kim. It's a late start. I did put it on the Patreon a bit earlier, but I don't know whether you've had a chance to see that. So we're taxiing via the runways. This is exactly like we would do in real life. These are the non-active runways, of course. And this end of this runway will take us to runway 28. Now, it's interesting that the Leicestershire Aero Club had in the past air displays, and guess what aircraft done a low pass as part of that air show? A small airfield like this. What do you reckon, Jerry?
Not a 747.
That's close. It's close. I mean, it's even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, close. So, Concorde done a low
oh
fly
my
pass.
Word!
There's a picture of it in the Leicestershire Aero Club, which is crazy. So.
Oh wow!
Look at that. So. Right. So we're at the end of runway 22. So we're going to position the aircraft into wind as much as we can do. It's very awkward, these controls. There we go.
That's great. Jerry's being the passenger tonight now. Dan's doing all the flying. Yes.
Look at this.
While Dan's getting all the technical stuff there, just look at how Jerry on top form tonight after not being here for a few days. Jenna, listen, by the way, I just want to also thank you all very much for your sentiments last week and when I wasn't here, so I'm very much appreciated. But it's just the way the work pattern goes. It's going to be like this for a few weeks, Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You're a busy bee now, aren't you? Now we're out of the pandemic. You're a busy bee.
Oh, busy bee.
Life of an airline pilot. So I've been. Jerry was telling me that how he's going to up the game soon, and he's going to start doing some videos with himself in uniform and doing a day in the life of an airline pilot. I think. No. That's what you're telling me, wasn't it? You know.
Don't you even try and stitch me up, pal. Yeah, no. There's only one man for that job, and that man does it so well. And Pilot Giza really,
he does a fantastic job. Yeah.
He does a fantastic job, and you know what? We'll leave that to him.
Yeah, Jenna's found that highly hilarious. Have you flown the Concorde? No, I haven't actually got it on the simulator. Only because from what I've seen from the adverts, again, there's a lot of development that does go in with anything like that, you know. But I just feel that it probably needs to be a little bit more polished before I purchase it. To be honest, just the graphics inside, it looks a little bit cartoony on the inside for me. And it
Still,
has.
though, I'd be interested to see about the INS systems. I haven't looked into it too much. Do they have the old INS in it?
No, they have like a modern MacDo essentially in there. So.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I think it just needs to be a little bit more. It's hard, I know. There's a balance between study level, especially with the Concorde thing, because obviously you had the engineer, didn't you, with the Concorde. Hi Naz, how you doing over on the other channel? Welcome for anybody watching over there as well. You know, hopefully you're enjoying it so far. So life with Jerry, I can see it now. Yeah, there we go then. So what have you eaten tonight, Jerry? Actually, what have you had to eat?
Well, I did the lazy thing, so I'm on as you can guess, I'm on standby in the hotel all day here today, and I wasn't called, so I decided to nip out later on. I had this really good idea about something nice and healthy and all the rest of it, but the burger and chips caught my eye. I was walking by the shop and I just nipped in. Oh, it catches me all the time.
Oh dear. I have to say I haven't been eating very healthy tonight either. I've had a KFC. So yeah, I think we're on par there. But you know, I've got no excuses. I can actually cook a decent meal. You know. Oh, look at that. Who's Kim with the gifts?
Kim.
Absolute legend.
Oh,
So
stop.
Kim has become the top one viewer now for that. Thank you ever so much, Kim.
Oh dear, you're very good, Kim. But Kim, thank you very much. Yes, just again, I was explaining. Mum is doing very well. I'll say it one more time. Mum is doing very well, and she's actually starting to give out to us now. So that's the best news we've had all day. So thanks very much for everyone who was asking.
Um, did it have lettuce and tomato? Jenna said.
Yes, it did, Jenna. It did. So that balances the burger, like you know.
Yeah. Oh, Pilot Northern Ireland's in the room. How you doing,
He
Pilot Northern Ireland?
is.
Legend.
How is the cold? We'll call it.
Yeah, we'll call it a cold.
We'll call it the cold.
Oh dear. Okay, so while we're waiting for James to come back with that, let's go and do the engine check. So again,
Sure.
I'm basing this off a PA28 or a Cessna, but they usually, Cessna 172 is pretty much similar. But you would,
It's similar, yeah.
yeah. So you would basically run it up. Obviously, make sure the oil and temperatures are within limits. So. Oil pressure is not in red. That's the main thing. It's creeping up to green. All temperatures in the green, and we are good. And we'd put the fuel to the in a PA28. We have fuel switch so that we choose which tank that we were switching on. Now in a Cessna, they're evenly gravity fed out, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's automatically split, but we'd actually in a PA28 put it to the highest quantity tank just for the engine checks, and that gives you a chance to check that both sides of the Lachlan, Mitchell, I just donated. Did you get it? Oh, okay. I don't know whether. Yes, I have. Thank you ever so much. So just tipped $1.98 on Stream Elements. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm just wondering that actually I'll have to make sure that the overlay works for those. That's you're a first actually, Lachlan, donating via Stream Elements. But I will. I'll for the next stream. I'll make sure that there's an overlay to make sure that animates over that for you. Just to give you a shout out. So I do apologise. I know that if you join Patreon, it does come up as an animation, which starts from I think it starts from probably less, £2.50 a month, which is or the equivalent in your local currency. Let's go do this run up anyway. So we're going to the greatest contents would usually be in the PA28, and I'm going to run it up. I've got my brakes on. Brakes are holding, and we're now going to perform mag check. So 2410. So we would obviously choose the left mag. Okay, not a huge drop, still running quite sweet. Back to both. Right mag. Not much of a drop there, that's great. Back to both. And we were then carburetor heat. I don't know where the carb heat is on here. I don't know whether you do, Jerry.
It does work, yeah. Yeah, it does. It's on the left of the mixture. Oh, sorry, is it the red one? No, I think it's left of the mixture. No. Sorry, it's not. I can't remember.
I don't know. I think it's so cabin heat, cabin air.
On the passenger side there, it's one of those. No, it doesn't look it.
I just can't. Okay, we usually would have a carb heat check, make sure that was good, and then we'll bring this down to idle, and we'll make sure that it was able to tick over nicely in idle before we then resume it back to 1200 on the revs. Okay, we are ready for takeoff. So
let's do it.
So Golf Tango Alpha Lima Delta ready for departure 28, and then obviously the air traffic control tower, or the air ground tower, would say something like nothing to conflict, because they can't actually give you full instructions as an air ground, but they provided great service. Okay, so
Sure.
there's runway 28 that's in front of us, and for those that just joined the stream, we're heading off to. Hey, Patrick, we're heading off to. We're heading off to Duxford, so we're going to line up on 28, and we can take off. We'll see how it goes.
Super.
Well, there's 105 people watching the stream so far.
Yeah, we're good now.
Absolutely crazy. Thank you for everyone that shared, gifted, and liked and followed, of course. So, all right. So we're okay. So direct track 126 is what we need to get on. So so we can we'll take a left turn to that. All right, let's go.
Let's do it. I'm strapping in.
Strapping in a bit of right rudder to keep us on that centre line, because the prop's trying to take us to the left. You remember those days, don't you, Jerry?
Oh, yes I do.
Airspeed aligned, all temperature, all pressure in the green. 60, 65 knots, and we are up. Look at that.
Smooth as butter. Love it.
Absolutely. Look at it. Look at the scenery.
That's what Takeoff Takeoff, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's a little bit hazy as well. A little bit hazy. Oh, thank you ever so much for your Patreon joining Patreon. I really appreciate that. That you're an absolute star for that. So that was Lachlan Mitchell, who's just joined Patreon. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah.
And what I was going to do was actually, I don't know whether we can.
Looking actually pretty good out there, isn't it?
It is looking. It's looking really nice. I'm
nice.
Just getting on track with these nice fancy. I will upgrade my Patreon next week. Oh, Lachlan, I really appreciate that. I thank you ever so much for the support, and everybody else that's over on the Patreon. And one of the benefits that you get with Patreon is a mention each stream. So once we're over on the cruise and we're on track, we will then mention the Patreons as always as a promise of a simulator live stream. It's not always possible with the with any other live streams that I do, but certainly on the simulator live streams, landing request live streams, they always get a mention.
Absolutely.
Look at that. It looks fantastic out there. Actually,
it does indeed. So just a question in there: do you stream on other channels there? Yes, it's the same handle, isn't it, Dan, all across the channels?
So Twitch is different because someone took that off me for some reason. But it's Fly UK official is that one. So yeah, if you want to go over on Twitch.
Just trolling back through the stuff here, and what did I start flying all those years ago? Oh my word, James was trying to make me sound like an old man he is. And started off with the 152, 172, PA28. It's pretty much the same ones as Dan is flying at the moment, and went down from there. So how's the Frantic Fridays going, Dan? Zenbu's in.
Yeah, I think we're all good at the moment. I mean, I'm just trying to move the screen capture up so that when somebody joins Patreon next time, you'll be able to see the name, which is good.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to multitask here, so this might be the first failure of this evening.
That's why I'm sitting here doing nothing. I'm doing nothing.
See, if Jeremy was actually, I'm doing all this. There might be autopilot on this thing with it being a G1000. Okay, so let's have a look at this.
There is an autopilot, but no, I know exactly how to. Okay. I know exactly how to work it. I just want to see if you mess this up and goes wrong.
we can try. Okay, so autopilot.
Okay. As we always do for him, I'll say it. Watch the speed.
Okay, watch the speed. Okay, thank you, Jerry. Okay, well, Oops. No. The autopilot's taken me into the ground. Oh my word, what's going on? Okay.
You got it disconnected.
Okay, disconnected autopilot. Full throttle up there. I mean, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my word, it's all going wrong already.
You get up to a nice cruise and safe altitude, and I'll tell you.
Okay, so where's the altitude? Don't tell me, Jerry, but I'm going to try and work this out. So, altitude. Oh my word. Dear.
I'm just getting another bag of popcorn here. One moment.
I mean, I just feel so.
What you're better off doing is getting this up to the safe altitude first, and then there's different ways.
I'm just thinking that. I'm just going to have a look at this, but okay. So there's no altitude. I'm guessing that's the altitude at the top there. So
no, there's ways of setting it, but you have to. Once you get yourself safe, there's a procedure to set it. Once you set it, you're all good.
Okay.
But I have to be honest, Dan. I do love seeing you struggle a little bit with some of these things.
Oh dear, Jerry.
So is Jerry not on cam? No, I can't tonight. Not tonight, I'm afraid. I'm not at the Starship Enterprise. I'm away from the house, I'm afraid.
I'm just trying to trim it out so that I'm at least stable here. Okay, so we're on the way to Duxford. That's the main thing. How do you move like that in the sim? Lachlan, it's a great question. I had a similar question, or the exact same question actually earlier on the channel. So it's something called Track IR5, and you can get it from many sources really, but like Amazon's one place that you can get it from. I reckon if I was selling that on a TikTok shop or something, I reckon I could have. I love aviation. Am I the only one on Twitch? As it stands at the moment, you are. so welcome to the exclusive rights of being the only Twitch watcher at the moment.
Private stream.
Love aviation. Hi. Eggy farts are exceptional. Yes, only if they're your own brand. You don't like third-party eggy farts, do you? That's for sure. I'd imagine Jerry's got some stories of those in the cockpit, and the flight deck. But I'd imagine the air conditioning's pretty good. Sucks it straight out, so there's no bother.
Well, there's a tiny little story to tell you that on the Airbus 320. No, it's not. Not a full story. You can get some odours from the front toilet at times, and it makes an interesting flight sometimes.
Latchy has joined over on the Twitch as well. So he said, "You're not the only one now." I think Love Aviation's actually come off that maybe. So what was it called again? So it's Track IR5, and Jerry. It's one of the things I recommended to Jerry to get. Okay, so I'm just going to try and work this out now, Jerry. No bother. Let me just bring the revs down into the green range. Let's set the cruise. Okay, so we're sort of on track here. Let's have a look.
So interesting. So Dan, how can you do multiplayer with your friend there and the co-pilot and then me pilot? That's some game of late.
Yeah. So tonight he's not actually he's not with me in the cockpit, but you are in spirit, aren't you, Jerry? You are in spirit.
I am in spirit. I'm here for the moral support, for the entertainment purposes.
Yeah, but usually we use something called. I can't remember what it's called now. What's it called? Your Controls.
Your Controls.
It's a great piece of software. So let me try and work this out then. So we got altitude. I'm going to click that. Altitude. Alt.
Now I'll give you one clue. It took me about 2 days to work this all out, right? And you're going to try and do it over a 45-minute stream. It's going to be difficult now, I'll tell you.
Okay, don't tell me too much because I think everybody likes me struggling, Jerry.
I'm loving it.
Okay, so let me just have a look at this then. Nose up, nose down. Okay, approach, nav, head in. Okay, altitude. So Altitude 2,500. Okay, but that's
So
actually that's what it's. Okay.
the Eurocontrol software is actually a free download off flightsim.to. So that's where you go, Game Blade, straight over there. You can actually download it for free.
Okay, this is interesting. Okay, XPDR. No, I'm just gonna have a look around, Jerry. I'm just gonna have a look around.
Oh
see
yeah,
what's,
you have a look around.
Wind bearing, no, back. ADF, we don't need that one. I don't. Oh no, that's no. Okay, we're now beaming stuff out to air traffic control. Okay, let's have a look at this then. No, that's definitely heading. Barrow reference. Okay, that's the Barrow reference.
Well, let me just tell you, don't engage the autopilot the way things are there at the moment, because it's sent you towards the ground probably.
Oh, cheers for that, Jerry. Okay.
Exactly. So you got to get the first step you need to do is learn how to set the altitude there. So that's your first clue. Okay.
Okay. I'm. Okay.
Kim says she has faith in you, Dan. Jenna says, oh no, sorry. Kim is just.
Dear, I'm not too sure whether I have faith in myself at the moment. Let's just.
You're doing okay. You're doing good.
Well, I'm just trying to do stuff without. I mean, we are on track. We are on track here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it could be a lot worse. So Love Aviation said, "Were you the guy in Harry's stream?" So were you the guy in Harry's stream, Latch?
Harry's stream? I don't know. Don't think it was either of us.
Okay, so there's three of them over on their Twitch as well, which is cool. Thanks for the likes and shares on TikTok and on the other streams as well. I do appreciate it. If you don't follow the account, hit that follow button. I'm just gonna go to just have a bit of a short break and mention the page. Actually, I need to get this autopilot on so I can concentrate and actually do the Patreon members. I mean, what am I doing? Okay, so range. Let's have a look at this. No. Okay. Oh my word. Oh dear. Okay, so what's this do? No. Okay, ADF, nav1, com, PA, pilot. Oh, well done. No. Okay. This is
Jenna,
really.
don't press the red button.
This is really hard. Honestly, it's really hard.
It is. It's a difficult system, but when you have it worked out, it's good. So you need. I give you a tighter clue. You need to be looking at one of the big roundy buttons to be able to set the altitude, to wind up the altitude course in the autopilot, like we do in the Airbus. And you'll see the value there on top of the altimeter on your PFD. It's ... at the moment. You need to get that to whatever altitude you want to you want to hold.
Okay. And the autopilot sort of. Okay, I think that's tracking. I think that's tracking the magenta line. Okay, hold on a minute. So menu, no.
I love your determination, Dan. It is fantastic.
Man,
it really is.
I mean, if I could, you know, it says do not touch the screens, you know, but I feel like press the red button. Oh crap. Okay, no, we do not press the red button. Okay, Jerry, what we got here? So push 1, 2, CRS and barrow. Right. Okay. So we'll push it. No, push it. I don't know. Is there, there's got to be push for? Oh, okay.
To twirl it.
So that's the nav. Okay, so they're obviously to do with the radios.
I tell you what, right? Let me give you a start.
Yep.
There's a big twirly button down in the bottom left-hand corner that says Alt.
Yeah.
No, I did. Yeah. So have a little twirl of that big red button on the left. Sorry, the big twirly button on the left-hand corner.
I didn't see that. Okay, all right. There we go.
So set the altitude. You set the altitude first that you want to.
Okay. Blimey. Okay, I think we'll set it at 2,000.
Okay. That's above your MSA all the way across.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now that's the altitude set, right? So what we can do now is engage autopilot, which is in the mid stack between the two screens.
Engage autopilot, yeah?
Yeah, so you need to engage autopilot.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching the stream 10 seconds behind. So
okay, so I just need to make sure that the autopilot's actually going to follow the heading, which I don't think it's doing.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay, heading.
You must engage, so you have an autopilot engaged.
Yeah, autopilot's engaged, yeah.
Press, if you got, I can't see there.
I've got it.
Too close.
Nav, I've got nav. Is it nav and then GPS?
You're still not holding your altitude. You have to engage the altitude first, okay?
Okay.
So you've got autopilot now. Press.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay. So what modes are green across the top of your
so I've got heading, autopilot, alt, GPS, heading.
So your alt is it's engaged with alt at the moment, and it's going to hold the altitude that you're currently at. Yeah. Is there a button there that says FLC, flight level change?
Flight level, yeah.
Press flight level change and watch the current speed you're at.
109.
Okay, so press flight level change. It's going to hold 109 in there.
Yeah.
Put the power on. Put the power on full.
Power on.
Yeah, power on, and then you'll climb to 2,000 feet at 109 knots.
Okay.
The flight level change will make you climb at that speed.
Okay. And we're going well off our heading at the moment.
So now select heading. Engage that. So the heading is. Select heading now as you want that to be held as well, and now then turn it onto a heading.
So heading. How do I get the heading to? So I can get it to do that, but how can I get it to follow the GPS line?
Okay. Let's just correct for the heading first.
Okay.
And let's get it going in that direction.
Okay.
And build it up one layer at a time.
Okay, how you doing, Alex? Welcome to the stream. How you doing, Croatia? Yeah, Jenna's find this highly hilarious as well. Is the Cirrus SR22 a Cessna? Is this a Cessna? Oh, okay. So it's a Cessna 172. It's the bigger version. It's a 4-seater aircraft, which is cool. I mean, if I whiz this right the way around, you'll be able to see the 2 seats in the back, which is very nice actually. Nice and roomy.
Yeah.
It's a great little aircraft actually.
Just check the altitude and the autopilot that you've got selected then.
Yeah, so it's flashing alt now, which suggests to me that
you're going away. What altitude you have selected? And what altitude
actually 2,500 feet. It's flashing because it's letting us know that we're at that now. So I'll bring that down to
and set your power back now to normal. So that's how you change your altitude. You actually when you press FLC, it will hold the speed that you're at the moment, and then either put the power on for climb and the power off for descent. That's how that system works.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just bringing the heading round so that we can meet it a little bit. So then just.
Now, do you have the point where you're going to in the flight plan?
It's actually when I was moving that head, and it's actually pointing now to Duxford. Okay, so now we've got the autopilot and it's not going to crash the aircraft. I will take this time to mention, so we fly to Duxford, Lachlan. Yeah, so I'm going to mention the Patreon members. So Patreon members are how you can support the channel further, so we'll go and have a look at those now. So in economy, we have Harry Young, Lachlan Mitchell, who's just joined. Thank you ever so much for that. Do appreciate it. In business, we have Living Issue UK, Niall Conway, Steve Rowe, Darren Shearer, Jimmy Huggins, Bradley over in business class. You can grab your seat over at patreon.com/flyuk. Thank you ever so much for your support on the Patreon channel. And in first class, we have Christian, John Restall, Kim Williams, Cedric Lorch, Matthew Allen, and Mitch Davis. So there, we've got another sort of 6 seats that are available in first class. Once they've gone, they've gone. And the only way to get another seat is for somebody to pull out of that first class cabin. But I really do appreciate everyone that's took the time to join and support the channel further. And back in the game. So how are we looking?
Back in the
game. I used the 172 in X-Plane, and the cockpit looks a bit different in this flight sim. Yeah, so the reason it looks different is the G1000 Garmin. Basically, what do you call them? What do you call these sort of glass cockpit screens, aren't they?
Yeah,
really, Jerry?
glass cockpit setup. Yeah, the Garmin 1000. This is becoming a very popular selection, I believe, amongst private pilots now with 172s.
Yeah. Okay, so if I wanted to actually, rather than use heading in the way that we're using it, if we went to nav and it's GPS,
okay.
Heading.
So first of
roll.
all,
What does roll stand for? What does
it's a roll control? You won't need that at this moment in time. But what I would highly suggest to you is that you set your direct to the waypoint you're going to, and then you'll switch it to GPS and making sure that it actually now switches to GPS and follows the GPS. They're the 2 things you really got to do for that setup.
Yeah, so I've actually got GPS in white, heading in green. If I press the heading button, it goes back from between heading and roll. But it doesn't give me an option for GPS, if that makes sense, to sort of activate that GPS.
Okay. You first of all, can you confirm that the GPS where you'd have all your points in is that the next active waypoint is the airport you're going to?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So now what you've got to do is select that the primary navigation is not nav 1 or nav 2, it's GPS. So somewhere in on a menu there, kind of select the primary navigation source.
Yeah, and I think it is. I think that's where that if I press the nav on and off, GPS appears and disappears.
Okay, well that's it then. GPS, yes.
Yeah.
That's the one you press nav then.
But it doesn't seem to like it with the autopilot for some reason.
It's okay, it's okay. It's basically what it's trying to do. It's turning to get back onto the quickest, shortest route onto that line again.
Okay, all right.
Because you're slightly to the right of the line, so it's going to turn left to get back onto it, and then straighten up.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing anything though. Hey, Living Issue UK, how you doing? So I don't think it's activated. I think it almost needs for the. I don't know what it needs really, but it's maybe if I press that button. No, I don't know. It's still activated to heading at the moment, heading mode. That's why I wondered whether roll was the one that I needed.
No, roll. If you come out with heading and go into default roll, you could just basically, if you're going to roll 2 degrees, it'll hold that 2 degrees for you, kind of thing.
Right. Okay. I see.
It's a very basic, like, kind of wing leveler kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Steve wants to know, are you a pilot then?
I don't know. After this stream so far, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening.
It's looking good there. That's on heading, isn't it? Yeah. you might have to go there and heading until we learn a bit more about this joke.
Yeah, I think we're all good. I think learning this thing in detail is for another session.
Oh
I think.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
But it seems like, once you've learned this system, this is in a lot of different aircraft, so it's going to be quite useful. I do like having the engine temperatures and everything all in one screen, rather than looking around the cockpit. Plus
It is
the
nice,
navigation,
isn't it?
it's really nice.
Yeah, it is quite nice.
So we've got 10 gallons left. Oh dear, it's not a great deal of fuel actually. I mean, I'd have certainly want a bit more than that if I was going on a trip to Duxford. Even a short trip, it'll be absolutely fine to get to Duxford, but it's not a lot of fuel.
It's thin,
really.
Isn't it?
It's not a lot of fuel, really.
Yeah.
Any way of stopping phone calls when watching a live? Bloody
There
rude.
is actually. There is.
Yeah, you can actually put it on a do not disturb. If you're on an iPhone, you can actually put it on do not disturb setting, and that will leave you alone. That's one way. But the other way is to put it into like aeroplane mode, funny enough. But of course that doesn't stop, if you're on Wi-Fi, that doesn't stop FaceTime calls and all the rest of it. If that's
yeah.
So I think the do not disturb is the best route, really. Yeah. So how long does it take you to fly to New York then, Jerry, from where you go from?
I've had flights just over 8 hours, and I've also had flights 6.5 hours. So it depends on how strong the jet streams are across the Atlantic on the day.
Okay.
So, but the average, we're looking at just over 7 hours. Just over 7 hours.
Yeah.
And then it goes by quickly. You've enough to be doing,
Yeah, and I think that I think it's really interesting how on the way there it will take most of the time longer, but on the way back you can shave an hour or two off that, can't you? With the winds in the right direction.
Some nights it'll be half an hour. Some nights, one that I did before, in not too distant past, we came across in 5 hours. Was it 5 hours 50 minutes? That was really, really fast.
Yeah.
That was all to do with the jet streams on the night. It was like a hurricane up there. So it was quite good.
No, that makes sense. Okay, well, we're all looking very good. We've got our flaps up, and I could, probably show you around the cockpits and trying to describe, if those are just joined, what each of the components of an aircraft like this do. There isn't as much to show when it's a glass sort of cockpit, but there's loads of gauges in a steam gauged aircraft to look at. So what we've got down here, so we've got some cabin lights, panels, standby, pedestal and avionics. These are lights. In here we've got again external lights, beacon, landing light, taxi, nav, strobe, fuel pump, pitot heat, and cabin power 12 volts. So in the PA28 for landing and takeoff, we would put the fuel pump on. I don't know whether that's standard practice in other aircraft, but Cessna 152 doesn't have a fuel pump, but Cessna 172 seems to have a fuel pump like a PA28.
It's more of a primer, I thought, was it, or is it a full?
Is that yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, because it's gravity fed. I don't know.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So
I
don't know why that would be.
you're
So
pumping it up from the wings. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that in a PA28 we have to put that fuel pump on to help.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Only on takeoff and landings where the aircraft's obviously at its most vulnerable. So, and we've got our magnetos there. So by default we have them on both, and that's our electrical firing system of the engine. So each of the so it's basically a redundancy, isn't it, Jerry? So you've got you've got one side, you've got your left magnetos, on the other side of the engine you got your right magnetos, and they fire. I'm pretty sure they fire in turn. You know, so like one fires left, one fires right, one fires left. But you can run obviously with the one side, you know, as well.
Yeah, so basically, just to make a better, to give a picture, when we all look into an engine, you might see 4 spark plugs, and the general force cylinder, you see 4 spark plugs in. In that aircraft, you'll see 8, and one system can fail, and the other system will keep it going. So it's quite good.
It's oh look, we've so this is the sort of picture we have. Just look over the nose here. So when we're flying, we would look, and this is you know, it's not apparent that we're coming over to an airfield. It just looks like a field, really. You know, some buildings that are hinting at where we're going to. And I can see, obviously, because it's Duxford, I can see actually the museum canopy and some of the hangars. So I know we are getting very close here. So it's great. It's a great visit to Duxford. And actually, if you come in an aeroplane, as part of the landing fee at Duxford, you also get a museum entry for 2 hours,
that's pretty good. Isn't it?
Which is great, you know. Okay, let's have a look at the outside view anyway. So that's the Cessna 172 that we're flying. And we've got Duxford over here, which is fantastic. I'm hoping the scenery will look really smart, actually, because this is an add-on scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which is great.
It actually looks quite good. Kim wants to know, where are we? Where are we then?
Where are we? So we're about. It should tell us how many miles that we're off. If it's a decent system. Okay. Where does it tell you the distance? Okay, yeah, 2.4 nautical miles away from Duxford at the moment. So we're
what's the biggest airport that's closest to Duxford? Main airport.
Biggest airport is isn't it Echo Golf? There is a big airport there.
Like, is that close to Stansted or Newton?
Dear. Now you've got me. I know there is a major airport that's
sure.
That's close.
Stansted.
Is it Stansted? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's great, Matt. Thanks very much. Sorry, excuse me.
I'm just looking now. So you got London Stansted. You've also got London Luton as well, which is quite a big airport. Cambridge is the sort of an intermediate sort of airport that's around, and a lot of private jets go into there.
I was actually in there once.
Oh, really?
Oh, many moons ago. Yeah, I was in there once.
Yeah. So Matthew has said Stansted and Cambridge. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take the autopilot off now. It's got a nice little.
It's a job getting her on. It's a job getting her off.
Okay, so let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, so I think we are over it somewhere. Again, I'm not too familiar with the 170. Okay, so we're right over Duxford now. There we go.
As Matt says, you have to be careful landing at Duxford. Just Cambridge is so close, so you don't want to. You certainly wouldn't want to get the wires crossed there, you know.
It's true. But look at Duxford. It looks fantastic from the air. Looks fantastic. So we've got 2 runways to choose from. 240. So one runway, but obviously different angles, all 06. So we'll be going into land at 240.
There's just a link onto Matt's story there, a quick 30-second story. There was an airline that was flying to Derry once, and when they landed, they were wondering, this doesn't look like Derry, and they actually landed in the airport next door, and the steps had to be driven from the main airport over
really?
for people to disembark. And you know what? These things go, but everybody's safe, and that's the main thing.
Oh dear. Hi, Alfie. How you doing? Mark, where are you going? So we're landing into Duxford at the moment. We're just about to go crosswind, and then we can start planning our final into Duxford. So circuit height is 1,000 feet at Duxford, like most of the GA airfields around. So we've got a grass runway as well that a lot of the Spitfires land on. There's 06 that we're crossing over now, just descending down to 1,000 feet.
Do they have to land on the grass, or
they don't have to, but it's a little bit easier on the aircraft.
Sure.
How do I turn the flight director off? There we go. I think I got it. There we go. It's really off-putting. Okay, so we're now downwind. Now the idea of downwind is that you, if you were to have an engine failure at any point on the downwind leg, you should be able to meet the runway. That's what I was always told by there's a lot of people that do these wide circuits, far too wide outside the ATZ, and it pushes everybody else out at the airport. So Golf Tango Alpha Lima Delta downwind 24 to land. They would come through and let us know what's going on here. So as we get down to the end of or the late downwind, then we'll be introducing 10 degrees of flaps and slowing down. So we're doing our landing checklist: brakes, undercarriage, mixture rich, flaps set, fuel sufficient for go around, all temperature, all pressures are good, and doors and seat belts are fastened and secure. So very sloppy sort of circuit this is. Let's get up to 1,000.
That check reminds me of the day. It brings me.
Well,
back to the day.
it's actually though, Jerry. It's some people actually say it's a great check, but it's also a dangerous check when you've been used to having fixed gear tricycle aircraft, and you come into something that has complex type with gear, and you've been used to saying undercarriage without actually doing anything, and therefore it breeds bad habits. I don't know what the solution there is to that. So we're laid downwind. We're going to start introducing the flaps, and see if we can get this. Okay. Okay, it's stuck. Okay.
The beast appears.
Okay, it's half going down, and it's going back up. Okay, so we now have a problem, but actually we don't have too much of a problem. We just got to make sure that we don't stall the aircraft. We can obviously make this approach faster than what we would if we had our full flaps in. So we're going to make our base turn.
It's going to be a faster approach. And do you know what? A flapless landing in a 172 is not the worst in the world either, in fairness.
Yeah, I would say this is pretty tame. I mean, in an Airbus A320, I'd imagine that you'd have to come in a lot quicker, wouldn't you, Jerry?
Yeah, I believe off the top of my head, I could be wrong on this. I'd have to do it's either 170 knots or 190 knots or something like that. You're coming in flapless, depending on weight and so on. There's a checklist now that I haven't looked at in a while, but obviously no need to look at it. But it's around those speeds.
Yeah. Will, are you planning on visiting Duxford at some point soon? Do you know, I might be tempted to visit Duxford tomorrow. To be honest, I am flying tomorrow, but I haven't been for a while. And are you working there, Will, tomorrow? It's a great day for it, for weather-wise, that's for sure. So we're at 80 knots. I think I think that's a good speed to sort of come in. I mean, my aircraft, the Cherokee that I fly, doesn't really like below 80 knots anyway with flaps. It drops like a stone.
I think a great indicator is once you're above the white, the flap flap
Yes.
protection zone.
Yeah.
Once you're above that, then you're safe there.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
no
can't remember those
flaps.
speeds.
No flaps. No flaps. Okay, coming into landing to Duxford.
Oh, look at that lorry.
Oh, touchdown point! Come on, there we go.
Yeah, that's smooth. Not even a beat of sweat on me.
Whoa, Failure Friday. That's what it's all about. So we're going to taxi the aircraft. We're going to taxi the aircraft over to parking. I mean, this looks so realistic. I've been here and it looks exactly like that. I don't know why, but the aircraft's pulling to the left at the moment, which is odd. So I don't know whether there's a flat tire or something or needs pumping up a little bit. I just don't know, but it's pulling to the left. Okay, so let's go and taxi off here.
Yeah, I do know when the last update was the aerodynamics or something like that was the realism was increased. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean it certainly doesn't need that much deflection though,
Sure.
I think if you're in something like a warbird or something, then you'd probably need that sort of reflection. I think it's a little bit. It's giving the 172 a little bit too much credit. Okay, so we're taxiing off here. So I think the first building that we come to over in Duxford is actually the the Warfare Museum, I think, and you'll see that on the left-hand side. I didn't get a chance to go in this museum last time, so you got a tank outside, which is pretty cool. So let's just go and have a look at that. So there's the tank outside the museum. I think that's the modern warfare. I think it's called Modern Warfare Museum.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But I love the aircraft, all the old airliners and stuff that are parked outside Duxford. Have you ever been to Duxford, Jerry?
No, I haven't. No, and it's definitely something that has popped up on my radar over the years. Yeah. And just never, excuse the pun, but I've just never got to it.
Well, Jerry, we still need to fly together in the small aircraft.
We do.
So we'll have to do that. We'll have to do that. Go to Duxford. Like I say, it's landing fees cover the museum fee for both of you as well, which is
quite
great.
Nice. It'll be a great day out.
Yeah, it's really nice. There's no. I was surprised there's no food, but I went during. I'm always thinking of food, you see. I went during the sort of period of COVID, so it was sort of semi-open. I don't know whether that had anything to do with it. Let me know when gents and I'll meet up. Oh, really? That would be so cool, Flying Irishman. That'd be great.
That would be great. That would be great.
How's the studying coming on? It's slow progress, Kim. I have to admit. We've been ill last week. That was my hope to sort of get ahead, but I'm actually sort of not ahead anymore. I'm probably where I need to be in terms of the time scale. But this is the plan this week. I've decided to myself that I can't do ad hoc as I have been doing. It's just not working. So I'm now drawing up a timetable, having set hours of the day and set times, and then everybody knows that's when I'm going to be doing it. So that there's going to be nothing to take me off that. Then I think with it being ad hoc, it has to fit around everything else, and it just isn't. It's just not working as effective. I'm probably getting an hour or hour and a half on, and it's just not enough for the ATP hours. I need more than that a day. That's for sure. So there we go. Look at that.
So Dan, Kim wants to know: have you ever flown into Glasgow? Because I have.
So I haven't flown into Glasgow, but actually, Kim, I really don't know where I'm going tomorrow. The plan is to do a little bit longer one than a half an hour flight or whatever. So I don't know where I'm going to end up. Might end up in Scotland. I don't know.
I was going to say we could end up in the pub in Dublin, but I won't be there.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, Northern Ireland was really tempting, but with James having his man flu, I didn't fancy sort of catching it, you know.
No.
So
Cedric is in. Cedric is at the join us.
Cedric Lorch, how you doing, mate? So welcome to the stream. So we've just gone from Leicester to Duxford on a failure Friday. The flaps had failed on the Cessna 172. Thank you ever so much for the subscription. So that's over. I really appreciate that. So that's over on the YouTube side.
Super.
For those that want to support the channel further, you can obviously join Patreon as well, and you get a nice notification. I parked around here last time in real life, so you've got the World War II tower, which is really cool to see at Duxford. Little man on top as well up there. So the detail of this scenery is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It looks nearly photogrammic.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy.
Is that an add-on you've got there, Dan? Is it?
What's that? Sorry.
Is that an add-on software?
Yeah,
it's
free.
Okay.
It was free off flightsim.to
really?
as well. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, very good.
Dan, if you come to Echo Golf Echo, I'll pick you up and buy you a coffee. That'll be ace. That'll be ace, Matthew. That's very kind. We're gonna have to do that, even if it's not tomorrow. I'll do that and come down. Hey mates, I'm starting my PPL very soon, and I've just turned 14. Any advice? Just basically, it all starts from that first lesson. Get your trial lesson booked in. And it starts from there. Start building your hours up, ready for when you can solo on your own and get your license. I think your first solo is it 16, Jerry, and pilot's license at 17. I think.
I'm out of touch with that. But I'll give you a quick one, Dan. I think I told you this before, but for everybody, we had a fantastic captain now that in our company. He was so young when he actually got qualified to fly jets. His mother used to have to drive him to the airport because he hadn't got a car license, but he could go out and fly jets. An absolute tremendous captain. Absolute great guy.
Well, I just want to say, first solo at 16. Yeah, to take passion, you need your exam. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to say thank you ever so much for everybody that's joined the stream this evening. I just want to have a big shout out again to the Patreon members, so we're going to do that now. So we've got Harry Young, we've also got Lechlan Mitchell as well, that's in economy at the moment, and not mentioned over there because he was only just joined tonight on the stream. You can get your seat on patreon.com/flyuk. In business, we've got Living Issue UK, Niall Conway, Steve Rowe, Darren, Jimmy, Bradley. Absolutely amazing. I do appreciate everyone that's supporting over in the business. And in first class we have Christian, John Restle, Kim Williams, Cedric Lorch, Matthew Allen, Mitch Davis. I can't believe I've got 6 in first class now. So there's another 6 seats available. Once they're gone, they're gone. It'd be great to see. TikTok kicks you out. Oh my word! It's that's mad. It's crazy to know that kids to get their PPL before their driver's license in Alaska. I know, but they need planes over in Alaska, don't they? They need it. It's crazy. But yeah, thank you ever so much for everybody that's joined the stream. Thank you, Jerry, as well. Obviously,
thank you, Dan.
You've got your flight tomorrow, haven't you? You're flying to New York tomorrow. So
flight to New York tomorrow.
So best of luck and have a safe flight, mate.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully get some decent footage. Are you staying over there for 24 hours or 48 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours and I'll be coming back. So we'll try to get some more footage. And again, the patrons, one of the benefits, if they need anything, any photographs or anything else in real life, we'll do it privately for them and just send the request through.
Perfect. Pug Mummy, thanks guys. Thanks, Pug Mummy. I won't mention the first name.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you ever so much. And can I have a seat? You can. You can buy a seat via patreon.com/flyuk. And I mean, if we just go back to that screen, just here, so you see that on the top right hand side, you've got you get your seat, patreon.com /Fly UK, and that's how you get. And depending on where you are, where you want to sit, your pledge will determine obviously which screen you're on. But there's a few behind the scenes posts as well. Steve Rowe just joined. Oh, nice to see you. So that's one of the Patreon members there. Thanks. Another enjoyable live as always. I do appreciate everyone's support on the channel, regardless whether where you are watching from.
It's a great crew.
It's absolutely incredible. We'll hopefully be doing a live at some point this week, Jerry, won't we?
I think we need to bring it back early, a fraction earlier, for the benefit of everybody and us as well.
Definitely, without a doubt. So. Okay, so I'll update you all where I'm going to be flying tomorrow. So Jerry's flying for real tomorrow. I'm flying for real tomorrow. The only difference is Jerry knows where he's going and I don't.
I just follow the green line. That's it. We're done.
It's all good. All right. Well, speak to you soon, everybody, and don't do Monday, Tuesday night, please. Okay. We'll try.
Okay.
We'll try not to then, Kim. I'm guessing that's a work night for you.
How about then? Subject to obviously you're extremely busy during the week. Let's preliminarily think about a Wednesday.
Think about it, hump day as they call it, don't they? They call it hump day. So,
the hump day. The hump day. How about that?
Yeah.
Get everybody in the mood for the weekend.
Definitely. I'm just looking also at the there's certain Easter extravaganza. I'm just looking at what we need to do I don't know. We need to collect new followers, or I don't know what's going on here.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm out of touch with this the games and stuff. But anyway, thanks ever so much. I will see you again soon, and I'll update you where I am flying to tomorrow over on the TikTok channel and over on Patreon as well. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Thanks, Jerry.